A very good morning, welcome. It's Jeff Lawton online at about 11 a.m. on Thursday the 24th of April. After today, the flat season starts to take a little bit more shape with decent meetings tomorrow at Sandown and Doncaster, and then we got 4 on Saturday. I always feel it's a bit of a joke how it starts at the end of March at the Lincoln meeting at Doncaster, and then stutters and farts for about 3 to 4 weeks with blank days or back to the all-weather. For me, it would be so much easier if they push the start back a couple of weeks so that we get turf racing every day. And it's definitely going to get much busier for me in the coming days. Instead of having maybe only one bet a day, that'll probably go up to 2 or even 3 some days in the near future. On a separate note, I did a Zoom interview yesterday with a friend of mine, Simon Knott. It gives you a little bit of an insight into how I get on and when I get on in the morning. And if you have a spare half hour, have a look at it. It could be interesting. Under simonnott.co.uk. I will leave the link below in the notes. Anyway, I digress. Excuse me. If you're new to the channel, you're very welcome. My name is Jeff Lawton. I've been a professional gambler for more years than I care to remember. Maybe 30, 35 years, I guess now. I don't post videos every day as I find it very time consuming at this time of year, but I will whenever I can. So it's imperative that you hit that subscribe button just below. This sends you a notification when I put a video up. Costs you nothing at all to subscribe, but it will save you plenty of time looking to see if I've put a video up today. So as I said, just hit that button. Now, as you know, I also do a private service, although I don't often tip horses on this channel. I do mention races that I'm interested in for you to also have a look at. I would prefer to teach you how to bet on your own merits so that you don't need me or anybody else, and you can do it yourself. And it's all about identifying races to bet in. If you do that, finding winners is easy, I promise you. It's then avoiding the losers. I know it sounds straightforward, but if you learn to do that, you can make it pay. Won't happen overnight, but you can get there. You just have to pick your battles where you can win consistently. I hear all this about value, but as I think I said yesterday, value means different things to different people, and an even money chance can be value if you look at the race and think, well, that's a 4 to 6, 4 to 7 chance. So when you are looking for 10 to 1 winners, the losing runs that you'll endure will shatter your confidence, and you'll certainly end up losing your bank. Nothing gives you more confidence in this game than backing winners. Anyway, before we start, if you're interested in doing my private service, drop me an email at the email address below, jefflawtonmanagement@gmail.com. You can ask me anything horse racing related as well. There are an average of 2 bets per day, and they're sent to your phone by text every morning at 8:30 a.m. So let's look at today's racing, which I said is not very good. At Beverley in the 145, the 2-year-old race, it looks a weak race, and the 2 at the end of the market didn't achieve a lot on the debuts. Now they may well improve, and the 4th horse in Buenos Dias race at Brighton has come out and won at Yarmouth on Tuesday. I'm not convinced that it's a lot, and the second favourite, Kanishka of Brian Ellison's, was 4th in the Brocklesby at Doncaster. I suspect this was a weak Brocklesby this year. You got plenty of unraced horses in the race who wouldn't need to be superstars to win, and without a message, I would give the race a swerve personally. In the 245, the 3-year-old maiden, the Charlie Johnson horse, Cloth of Gold, would have been a short price favourite here, but he got a knock on Tuesday and he was always going to come out. Their other horse, Cayman Dancer, is not devoid of ability, but is expected to run a little bit green. Spinning Wheels of the Crisfords is pretty slow at home and has a poor draw, and Papa Mango didn't achieve a great deal in a Southern maiden. The one at the end of the market is David O'Meara's Mafting, but I'm told that that's not a lot either. So whatever happens, it's probably not a strong race. And at a price, if you have to have a bet, a tiny one on the Charlie Johnson Cayman Dancer could be it. In the 3:15, Charlie's other horse there, Hot Property, went to Musselburgh last week for a racecourse gallop and went quite well in a hood, which he now wears in a race for the first time, so he'll be fit enough, so you would suspect. Bourne Island definitely has ability, having finished 4th in last year's Convivial Maiden at York, which is the richest maiden run in the UK. He ran well on season appearance, but I'm just starting to question his finishing efforts. Territorial Knight, who looked decent last year, but his form tapered off. He's had wind surgery and been gelded. So if those two operations have helped, he could be in the mix. But I've been taken by Marco Botti's Hyperchromatic, who looked progressive last year, and he made his seasonal appearance in a far stronger race than this at Newbury. Where he made the run-in, he was past the furlong out and he looked as though he would weaken, but he didn't, he stayed on, and that should have brought him on. And as I said, this is a much weaker race today. In the 347, Julie Camacho's To Be Tanned was most impressive last week. That was her only second run for the yard, and drawn 12 that day. Jo had to use her up early to get across to the rail, which caused her to run a little bit keen. But she still won with a fair bit in hand, and even though she carries a penalty today, she is £4 well in from Saturday. She's drawn 2 today, which should mean she can relax from the stalls. If all goes to plan, she will win this. At Chelmsford in the 625, the favourite was Inns of Fear, who has run 3 times. I don't think its form is a lot, and it wouldn't take a star to beat it. Archie Watson's Key Witness caught the eye on debut, staying on over 7, and looks to need further. But I am told that Jane Chapel-Hyam's Coach is a very nice horse, and if he runs like he works, he ought to be winning this. Up at Perth, I did like the way that Hidden History stayed on at Utoxeter. I'm just trying to find the time of that race for you because I've forgotten what it is. It is the 3:59. So yeah, I did like the way he won at Utoxeter. That was his first start for the Skeltons, and we all know how much they need every pound in prize money. He went up £5 for that win, but the horse he beat won a big handicap at the Grand National meeting, and he could be very well handicapped. Nicky Richards' Florida Dreams will be the one to give him a race though. At Warwick in the 135, Buckner cost £350,000 after winning an Irish point-to-point, but he's been largely disappointed since coming over to Warren Greatrix's yard. They finally seem to have got the trip and the ground for him today, so there can be absolutely no more excuses after today. Now, I'll leave that there. As I said, please hit the subscribe button because I am rather late today. So hit that subscribe button. You will then get a notification as to when I put a message up. And if you are interested in my private service, drop me an email at jefflawtonmanagement@gmail.com, and I will try and speak to you at the same time tomorrow. Thank you.